Well, I wanted to tell you guys about cocaine sharks. Experts say cocaine sharks may be feasting on drugs dumped off of Florida.
It must be so lit to be a cocaine shark. God, that's a fun gig.
Dolphin just diddying somebody? They do that.
No, what are you talking about?
Dolphins are the horniest creatures on earth.
If you live your life on the assumption that a dolphin's gonna fuck you in the ass involuntarily,
not only that, it's just the thing
you're the kind of guy a dolphin would fuck involuntarily. All right, this is kind of just. All right, I don't even know if I should tell this story here. Best head I've ever gotten was from a fat chick.
Could be a crackhead that got hold to the wrong stuff.
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to Crackheads, episode 17, dude. We're getting pretty far in. Kyle, doesn't it feel crazy? 17 episodes
crazy.
deep?
Yeah, time is really flying. Thank you guys for watching this far.
We're pretty fucked up right now, I'm not going to lie. We took some good shots. We smoked a little weed. We had a good time. We had a good time for today's episode.
And we got Crack News Network.
Well, hold on. Wait. Whoa. You're moving too fast, bro. I understand you want to change the weather and shit, but listen up. First and foremost, drop a like, drop a sub if you haven't already, and drop your hype points as well. Because listen, every single week, we've been hitting very high up on the hype leaderboard, which is this new feature on YouTube where you guys have these like hype points that you can spend. I don't know what it does, but it's cool. We actually just a couple weeks ago hit number 6.
We did.
Out of 100 in all of the United States.
That was pretty cool.
We were the number 6 most hyped video, which is unbelievable. It was on the McDonald's cooking episode 15.
Yep.
Unbelievable. So before we go any further, thank you to all you guys for supporting the show. So drop a like, drop a sub, drop all your hype points. And also, Kyle, you're going to start streaming on Twitch soon, right?
I am. Yep. I got my Twitch all set up. I've been playing around in OBS Studio and whatnot. So I'm ready to go. So keep an eye out on Instagram. I'll make an Instagram story before I go live.
And what's your Instagram?
Same as my Twitch, actually, conveniently. Captain Chong 420.
Wonderful.
Yep.
You want to take another shot?
Sure.
Crackheads episode 17. I mean, you still have the tag on your suit, which is fly. So, like, do you want to start today with your news?
It's how you
We're diving right into the Crack Motherfucking News Network, ladies and gentlemen. We have some breaking news to share with you. Kyle, what do we got, dude? What's your news article? Take the mouse, dude. Let them know.
Well, I wanted to tell you guys about cocaine sharks.
Okay.
You guys have heard about Cocaine Bear. There's a movie about it.
We talked about this previously on the pod,
We also talked about it. So you guys know about Cocaine Bear.
Yep.
I want you guys to get ready for cocaine sharks, okay?
What is a cocaine shark?
They're sharks, like regular ones, but with a lot of cocaine in their system.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Around the coast of Brazil and Florida, a lot of, I would presume, cartel members are ditching kilos of cocaine into the ocean. You know, I would also assume to avoid the Coast Guard catching them with this cocaine. So they're ditching lots of cocaine at a time right before they get caught into the ocean.
Okay. Sharks
Love it, it seems, because so first in Brazil they did a study and they tested 13 sharks, which I will admit, and the article itself admits, and other researchers that looked at the article admit as well, that is a small sample size. 13 sharks is not enough.
Wait, they're drug testing sharks in the oceon.
Right. They
pull this article up, bro.
Yeah.
Pull this shit up, Brian. I want to see the numbers, Kyle.
So they tested this mouse sensitivity, or where is the mouse?
It's there. Have you lost it?
I found it.
There you go. Sometimes it's hard to find the mouse, dude.
Yeah.
It's like a real life mouse. Whoa, wait.
Well, there's another article.
Okay.
There's another article, and this one I
go ahead,
remember
Kyle.
mostly off the top of my head.
So wait, how did you read this article initially then?
I do have the login on my computer. I just don't have to remember the password there.
Yes. So, okay.
I think actually, low-key, I think I use the strong password that the computer picks. So I don't think that is actually.
You could do a little password reset. Call me crazy. But okay.
That article, honestly, not as the other article's fine. So basically, they tested 13 sharks off the coast of Brazil, and all 13 of them, while that is a small sample size, all 13 of them tested positive, and not just positive, like heavily positive
Okay.
for cocaine. They had heavy traces of cocaine in their system.
I mean, I've seen online, especially recently, how our current government administration is really cracking down on drug traffickers that are specifically trafficking via the ocean. Traffickers that are taking boats and driving them up to whatever American coast it might be.
Yes.
And obviously, that's nothing new. I think that's something that's probably been happening for years. But like, what do you think happens to a kilo of coke if the ship gets sunk and it sinks into the ocean? Where does that kilo go, Kyle? Like, what do you think?
It probably floats to the bottom of the ocean, and maybe it gets dispersed. Maybe the critters just go in and attack it. Maybe the lobsters get it, and other animals eat the lobsters. I don't know.
What does your article here say?
So also in Florida.
Read the title. Come on. Start from the top.
Experts say cocaine sharks may be feasting on drugs dumped off of Florida.
It must be so lit to be a cocaine shark.
Correct.
God, that's a fun gig.
All you've got to worry about is orcas.
And more blow.
Yep.
Fill me in. What's up with these cocaine sharks?
Erratic behavior observed in some sharks could be a result of them ingesting bales of cocaine cast overboard by passing traffickers. So that's why this article is more important than the other one anyway.
All right.
The other one discusses how 13 sharks tested positive for cocaine, and they also advise consumers not to eat shark meat because of this.
Have you ever tasted shark before?
I have not.
I have not either.
But in Brazil, they advise against it because it might have cocaine in it.
Fill me in. What are they saying?
So in Florida, they are also now advising against the consumption of shark meat. Move over, cocaine bear. Here come cocaine sharks. In what could be the plot line for the next cheesy marine-themed disaster movie,
Sharknado,
scientists think crazed and hungry sharks could be feasting on bales of hallucinatory drugs dumped off the coast of Florida coast. Hallucinatory drugs. Hallucinatory. I know I fumbled that sentence a little bit.
You're just fighting through this article, bro. You're fighting through this tooth and nail, Kyle.
Yeah,
I respect it.
Hallucinatory drugs. Is cocaine a hallucinatory drug?
Yeah. Have you ever stayed up for 3 days and done blow? 100% can be, bro. 1,000,000%, yes.
I would put it in the stimulant category.
All right, Dr. Kyle. Pardon me.
That is not up there with shrooms and acid and.
Those are psychedelic, different than hallucinatory.
Right.
Either way, no, fill me in further. What do we got?
I've never personally had hallucinations from cocaine.
Okay.
Yet, while cocaine sharks a highlight of Discovery's upcoming Shark Week does indeed examine if the ocean predators are chomping on floating pharmaceuticals cast overboard by passing traffickers, marine scientists who made the TV program say its purpose is beyond gratuitous entertainment.
Okay.
Wow.
They have a deeper meaning for this. What is a deeper meaning? What do they say?
It's a catchy headline to shed light on a real problem that everything we use, everything we manufacture, and everything we put into our bodies ends up in our wastewater streams and natural water bodies. And these aquatic life we depend on to survive are then exposed to that, said Dr. Tracy Fanara, a Florida-based environmental engineer and lead member of the research team.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you think about like humanity's impact on the ocean? Do you think like we're fucking it up?
Yeah.
How do we fix it? For the most
part, I think also, I mean, we do benefit the ocean in a lot of ways as well. Like when we retire a naval ship, we will usually sink it in a strategic way that
that's a benefit?
Promotes the growth of more reef, which is beneficial to a lot of marine life.
You know, can I be honest? I think humans, not even like regardless of what country, but just humanity as a species should ban the use of plastic because it is directly killing ocean life.
All the boats, like, they're all not plastic. They're steel.
Sure.
And
but
steel is...
I'm not talking about the boats. I'm talking about like when you get a 6-pack of soda and it comes in those little plastic rings, a lot of the times those rings end up in the ocean.
Yeah, and the turtles get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like even if they're grinded up or ripped into pieces before they end up in the ocean, a sea creature could still eat that plastic, and that's not good for them.
Yeah.
You know, we fucked the ocean up, Kyle.
It could be. Have you considered maybe it's like the next form of natural selection? Maybe they'll
What do you
learn
mean?
to stop eating plastic.
But I don't think it's natural
Like
if we're doing
eaters,
it.
yeah, but the plastic eaters might cease to exist, and the non-plastic eaters will come to power.
But I don't think that's natural selection. Like
That
plastic is
how
inherently
natural
isn't
selection
natural.
works. No, but the genetic trait to avoid certain things is. So
But
just like animals avoid humans in general, that's a trait that is evolutionary now.
But why do they avoid humans? Because they're scared of us.
Right.
Why are they scared of us?
Because we top of the food
Because
chain,
we kill
baby.
them.
Yeah.
We don't always kill them through direct methods. Like, oh, we're hunting this
Right.
creature to eat it.
Right.
A lot of the time, we are inadvertently killing creatures through our byproducts, like plastic in the
or
ocean.
sometimes we're just trying to drive down the road, and they get in the way.
Sure, that's different, though.
Yeah.
That's different, though.
I know. But it still, I think, contributes to they
Do you think...
develop a fear of humans and stay away from
So
us.
let me ask you this then, Kyle, because you seem very, like, pro-plastic, anti-creature.
I'm
So
not
let me ask this.
necessarily pro-plastic, but I'm not anti-plastic.
Would you rather ban plastic to save the living creatures
Mhm.
or keep plastic around for our convenience?
Convenience.
Really?
Yeah, plastic silverware fucking bangs. So, yeah.
Okay.
You ever had plastic silverware? That's
Absolutely,
tremendous.
I have,
you
bro.
don't have
Yes.
to do dishes, and like that's the
just-
most tedious dish to do. Is the
I was just picking
silverware.
your brain because I think we're just on very
Go
different
ahead,
mindsets.
pick
We're
away.
on very different
I'm
mindsets
telling
about
you,
this.
plastic is awesome. I like it.
But okay, keep filling me in. So fuck the turtles,
Mhm.
kill them all. What do you think? Keep going.
I think if we can recycle that, that's ideal. Oh, you mean on this?
On the article, yeah. Like,
yeah,
what are they?
All right, anyway. Where do we live off here? We've seen studies with pharmaceuticals, cocaine, methamphetamines, ketamine, all of these where fish are being affected by drugs.
Wow.
If these cocaine bales are a point source of pollution, it's very plausible sharks can be affected by this chemical.
Okay.
Cocaine is so soluble that any of those packages open just a little bit and the structural integrity is destroyed and the drug is in the water.
True.
What are you going to do? And then it's going through their gills? That's crazy. Their respiratory system, they're doing cocaine. So, yeah, I don't recall exactly where in this article it says it. This is a very, here.
Okay.
This I thought was pretty interesting. A
Yes.
hammerhead, a species that would usually swim away from humans. It's known for being very docile, very chill species.
But
Hammerhead,
scared of humans as well.
right? A
Yep.
species that would normally swim away from humans came directly towards the divers, moving erratically.
Mhm.
They also observed a sandbar shark swimming in circles as it apparently focused on an imaginary object. So the sharks are tweaking. The sharks are tweaking off the yayo.
Why is that though?
Because of the properties of the yayo, I'd imagine. But
Well, this next paragraph is pretty damning, dude. Have you read the one
Is it?
right after what
is
you
it
just
this
read?
one? Here?
Yeah.
They also conducted experiments, including dropping dummy bales in the water, which many of the shark took bites out of, and loading balls of bait with highly concentrated fish powder to simulate cocaine.
There is so much coke dropped into the ocean that the sea creatures like the sharks are no longer biting it based on the flavor or the smell of what's coming out of it, but just
Right.
based on the shape. Like, oh, that
Right.
must be blow, and they're biting it. That's
Right.
crazy. Like, there's actual tweaker sharks in our ocean.
Right. The effect, the researchers said, was akin to catnip on felines. It's the next best thing, and set their brains aflame. It was crazy.
They
Heard says
love a little
on
bump.
the show.
Sharks love to gum blow, is what this means, Kyle. Sharks love a little gummy. More power to them, dude.
They probably have really big gums. It makes sense. They got
so
like
they need at least a
300
gram
teeth.
to cover their shit. You know how much blow?
They need like probably a quad. They have 300 teeth. We have like 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sharks geek hard. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Continue then.
All right.
Is anything being done about this or like?
Finara said they chose the Florida Keys as the best location for their research because a convergence of ocean currents made the region. Sorry, everybody. Drunk a little bit. Made the region prevalent for floating bales of cocaine.
We got to move to Florida, bro. That's so fire.
Gang. Yeah. Florida serves as a staging point for large quantities of drugs making their way into the U.S. from South America. And plastic-wrapped bundles of cocaine are often lost at sea or tossed overboard by traffickers being pursued by law enforcement.
I mean, when you think about it, as a drug trafficker who's driving some product from South America to the United States, throwing all your bricks overboard is very smart because obviously the Coast Guard is not going to start an offshore diving operation to retrieve a few kilos of blow.
It's like if you're driving on the highway and you're about to, and there's like flashing red and blue
Highway's
behind
different,
you.
bro. They can recover it. Like if you throw a brick out the window, they can recover
depending on how
it.
long the car chases, they might not.
They'll still
if
recover
you
it.
keep going for a
I think you're
while, they
tweaking.
might not.
I think you're twisting.
I'm telling you,
as long as they
might
see
not.
you throw
I'm
something
not
out the window,
saying
they're going to
they
go
will
get it.
not.
Because all it takes is
They
one guy in a
might
car.
not. Right.
But in the ocean, if someone throws a brick off a boat and they have to go retrieve it, they have to send a diving team in. In the ocean, we haven't even documented something like 70 or 80% of the total ocean's volume.
Yeah.
So like we don't even know what's down there. Like it's not worth our resources to get a couple bricks.
Right.
You know? But on the ground level, someone running on the highway throwing bricks out, we're catching that every time.
Well, in a lot of the ocean, we actually don't really have the capabilities to retrieve what's on the floor.
Exactly.
Anyways,
We don't even have the tech for it,
So a
bro.
lot of this is around the coast of Brazil and Florida.
Yep.
You know what else is around the coast of Brazil and Florida?
My coke plug?
The deepest point in the ocean, the Bermuda Triangle and the Mariana Trench.
Okay.
So we genuinely might actually not even have the resources if we wanted to go and retrieve all of this cocaine.
Well, I think what really backs that point up more than anything is one of the following paragraphs here,
Okay.
where it mentions. Do you see where it says how much the U.S. Coast Guard seized last month?
Last month, the U.S. Coast Guard announced it had recovered more than $186 million of illegal narcotics. That's almost $250 million.
From the
like
Caribbean?
$1 billion almost.
But Kyle, do you realize how massive that is?
Right.
The U.S. Coast Guard themselves seized almost $200 million worth of illegal drugs only coming in from the waters of the Caribbean.
In the freshly named Gulf of America.
The water, true. We'll see how long that one sticks. You know?
I think it'll stick. I think it's
I
kind of.
don't think so, dude. I'm not
I
gonna
think
lie.
it's silly, but I think it's kind of fire at the same time. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like I think it's ridiculous, but I also like support. Like it's dope, you know. Like hell yeah, Gulf of America, bro. Yeah.
If we just rename Mexico like America,
Like
you
it
fuck
to
with
me,
it?
like yeah, like we're just like yo, hold on, like that's our Gulf actually. Chill out, that's our Gulf. We use it more than you. And they were just like, all right, yeah, you're right. You probably do.
So does this play into your fear of the ocean? Like the cocaine, the sharks could be on blow?
Yeah, dude, like you have no idea what's going on. You have no idea. There's probably undiscovered species to worry about.
Yeah.
You know?
About 20,000 feet lower than we are, bro.
But you don't know. Like they can come up for a snack sometimes.
Sure, but if
knows?
they
Who
come up for
knows?
snacks, they're just like violently desperate, you know?
We don't know that. We don't know anything
feel like
about
I
the
know that
ocean.
pretty
we know,
comfortably.
No, we know. The only thing we know is that we know very little about the
I'm going to rip
ocean.
these salts and get to my article.
All right.
What I
Which
will say,
salts
though-
are these? Are these the ones with
No,
the,
these are
with
the old ones.
pentagram? I don't want those ones. Those are crazy.
Kyle, do
Those
you
ones I
think a
feel in my
cocaine shark
eyes.
would eat you if you got in the water? In
Yeah.
the ocean?
Yeah.
Realistically, like, be
I
honest.
think
You really
best
think that?
bet is I'm hoping the cocaine kills his appetite.
Your
That's literally
best bet
fingers
is
crossed.
all the sharks are on blow and
Fingers
they're
crossed
OD?
is the sharks' appetites suck because of all the stimulants. That's my fingers crossed. I'm not thinking like, oh, maybe they're happy. No. I think if anything, the cocaine's going to make them more aggressive. It said in there. The hammerheads, which are normally super chill sharks, were really inquisitive about humans, which is weird. They're like, normally we think they're the smartest sharks. They're pretty crazy biologically. I do like.
Ladies and gents, let's take a moment to talk about our good friends at Five. Because once again, for those guys who haven't been keeping up and watching every single week, our friends at Five are hooking every single one of y'all watching this up with a completely free bag of their newest quick hits gummies. And this is not a bag of gummies that you want to miss out on. With 50 milligrams per gummy and 150 milligrams per bag, completely free, shipped straight to your doorstep. How could you sleep on this offer? All you have to do is scan the QR code or check the link below and get your hands on a free pack of the newest 5 quick hits gummies. And listen, all I'm going to say right now, without incriminating myself, is these gummies live up to the name. They hit quickly. So if you're not ready to handle 15 milligrams per gummy or 150 milligrams per pack hitting you quickly, then maybe don't claim this offer. But if you are eager to handle that, go ahead and scan the QR code, check the link below, and get these gummies straight to your door completely free every single month, just like our homies at Five have been offering you. Honestly, this is one of the greatest offers that any of our sponsors have ever given, and regardless of whether or not you eat edibles or plan to buy any, you should at least indulge in this offer, because how could you miss? It's completely free to get this green goodness straight to your doorstep. So go ahead, check out our friends at Five, claim your free bag of gummies before it's too late, and without further ado, let's dive right into the show. I wish you weren't scared of sharks, Kyle.
I'm so scared of
Well,
sharks.
you know
But
what
not
I got?
only sharks. There's a lot of things in the ocean. Jellyfish, barracuda.
I get it, bro. Any living being in the water
whales.
you're scared of.
A whale's super chill, but he could accidentally just erase you because he's so big.
That's so irrational. Like, with that logic, I could be like, bro, I shouldn't go to the zoo, bro. A gorilla could eat
You ever
me.
see an article about like a dolphin just diddying somebody? They do
No,
that.
what are you talking about?
Dolphins are the horniest creatures on earth. Dolphins are Dolphins
Okay.
are genuinely the horniest things on earth. They be diddying
I'm not gonna
people.
lie.
They're the ditties of the
If
sea.
you live your life on the assumption that a dolphin's gonna fuck you in the ass
It's
involuntarily,
not only that. It's just
then like
it's just the thing
you're the kind of
is-
guy a dolphin would fuck
The
involuntarily.
thing is, there's a 2%
But
of
you
that.
can choose
there's a
that
2%.
life, Kyle.
There's a 2% of the shark. There's a 2%, whatever, the barracuda,
but-
and it adds up to be like
Kyle.
25%. And I'm the bottom of the food chain. I don't belong there, bro.
So you don't
I don't got
believe-
gills.
So you don't believe you're an alpha male that could deny a dolphin
Not
from
in the
fucking
ocean.
you?
Alpha male on land, I'd screw a dolphin up. If a dolphin tried to diddy me on
Okay,
land,
no
I'd
shit.
ruin
But you're moving
that
the
dolphin.
goalpost. You're moving
But
the goalpost.
in the water, there's nothing I can do, bro. He's gonna swim circles around me, and I'm gonna say you don't have my consent, and he's gonna say too bad. There's the
okay.
ocean. That's his domain.
There's not a single
bro.
person watching this that has ever been fucked by a dolphin.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
You genuinely
Yes,
don't
I
know
do.
that. What are the stats on that? You want to Google? We have Google. What are the stats? I've seen people getting screwed by dolphins. Yeah, they get crazy. Dolphins straight up get rowdy, bro. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on.
See that? I'm already seeing they can be aggressive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't post this.
It's
Dolphins do
backwards.
not mate with humans, and sexual interactions between the species are extremely rare and unnatural.
I literally can disprove you tonight if you want me to. I'm not going to take the time out
What
of
are you
this
gonna do,
episode
swim
to
out
do
to the
that.
ocean and let a dolphin hit?
No, no.
Like, what are you
I
talking
can find
about?
you videos of it happening.
I don't
there's
wanna
a-
watch
There's a
that.
whole documentary on this chick that like she was trying to.
Okay, but no, listen.
No. Hear
But
me
no,
out. Hear
listen.
me out.
No,
Wait,
hear
wait.
me out.
Before you go,
You're doing the same
she
thing
was
again.
She was trying to teach the dolphins because she wanted to communicate with them. And after like months of this, she just developed a relationship and started like screwing.
But
the
listen,
dolphins.
Kyle, you keep assuming. Listen, here's the issue: you always assume you're going to be the guy in the worst scenario. If you get in the same pool as a dolphin, you assume you're going to be the guy who gets fucking penetrated by a dolphin.
It's not that I think that.
But
it's
listen,
going
let me
to
finish.
happen.
Let me finish.
Right, okay.
If you get on a plane, you think that plane's crashing because you're on it. If you get in the water, you think a shark's going to eat you because the shark sees you in it.
I'm not afraid of planes.
Why do you do that every time?
I'm not actually afraid of planes. That was a
Why would a dolphin rape you?
Okay, first of all, I'm not really afraid of planes. That was completely capped because I thought it would be
You get my
chill
point, though. You get my
if
point,
I
though.
pretended and got to just pretend to be afraid of planes instead of being afraid of the ocean. I thought that would be easier. So that was capped. I am not afraid of planes. But it's not that I think that for sure, like I'm going to get touched by a dolphin
like
or
it, though.
eaten by a shark. It's just that if that happened, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just there for the experience.
So you got fucked by a dolphin. Like, what would you do? That's life, bro. It's part of your life experience,
maybe
dude.
even gangbanged. They hunt in packs. So, like, the ocean potentially could be a terrible experience, whereas that is not a roll of the dice.
I hate this cop-out so much.
It's just genuinely not a roll of the dice on Earth. I'm not worried about being on the bottom of the
I want to
food
make it
chain,
very clear. I hate
or like there's
this
a 25% chance that I could be eaten by sharks or raped by dolphins. It like
what are you even talking about?
Worst case scenario that happens to me if I walk outside is like there's a stray cat that's a little aggressive, and I can probably be like, "Yo, go away," and he'll probably go away. But a shark, he doesn't understand English, bro. You tell a shark go away,
but
he's gonna bite
you're
your
literally
ankle to
proving
just
my point
see
right
what's
now.
Up.
You're literally proving my point right now. I just said how you're always the guy who assumes you're going to be in like the worst common denominator of a group, and you're doing it again right now.
It's not that
how
I
many people go in the water and get sharks
happen.
that eat their legs?
Right, I know.
One
it's
in a
not
million.
That I assume it will happen. It's that I assume it's again not assume, but I know it could happen or understand that it could happen. And statistically, yeah, how many people get attacked by sharks? Not a lot, but how much time do people spend in the ocean versus on land? Also not a lot. So, like, yeah, I get that statistically the car is more dangerous, but you spend a lot more time in the car and you break the law in the car all the time. I do, you know. Unless you're Greg from State Farm, then no, I don't. That was just for entertainment purposes, Greg.
You keep
but
moving the goalpost, though.
Dude, well, all I'm
talking about
saying
sharks in
is
the water, and you're
ocean,
talking
like,
about car
statistically
accidents. Like, that
isn't
has nothing to do
scary,
with
but
that.
realistically is terrifying, and I'm not for it. But I'll face other fears. You want me to go to bird sanctuary? I don't see the point, but whatever. Fine. I'll be terrified, but I'll get over it. The dentist, obviously, heavy benefits. That would be awesome. I'd be a rock star all of a sudden. But also scary. The ocean, no benefit. No benefit. I mean, you guys can argue with me in the comments if you guys really are dying to see me get in the ocean or go surfing.
I literally
let me know. But I think that like Kyle goes to the dentist or Kyle goes to a bird sanctuary and conquers his fear after having a terrible trip and developing a fear of birds. I think those would be better videos than like Kyle gets in the ocean for 5 minutes and has a heart attack and then retreats.
You know, it's like beating a dead horse. I've known you long enough to know that you just won't ever do something.
Right. You do know.
But like that in itself drives me nuts. Because like, listen, you preemptively describe how. But listen, no, stop. Let me finish. You preemptively describe how something will go before it goes that way, and you do it every single fucking time. It doesn't matter.
Fine. That's my one thing that I'm not willing to do.
Do you know how many people watching this right now would be like, dude, imagine if I lived in Cali and got to live on the beach and surf there as much as I wanted. They would kill for that, even if they've never surfed.
Honestly, I think actually that's an exaggeration. I think that people that don't live around the ocean don't crave the ocean. Maybe they crave like, yeah, watching the sunset, but I do not think that people in like Utah are like, man, I wish I could try surfing. No. I think they probably more commonly have the same fear that I do.
Let me change this. Have you ever conquered a fear before?
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know, like, sure. Or, like, I mean, I drove here by myself. I was a little nervous about that. Remember,
That's not a
No.
real
Remember, I
fucking
originally wanted to get
inherent
Sean to come with me because I
fear.
was afraid to drive here by myself.
That's not the same level as like an ocean. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a real fear that you would act like this about.
There were girls that I would absolutely not talk to, but like homies put me in the situation, like Dave and Braxton. Dave forced me to talk to Braxton. I didn't want to talk to
I don't know
Braxton.
who those people are.
I thought she was hot. I was brand new to the school. Dave was like one of my first friends. You know who Dave is. And
Oh,
I
you're gonna
asked
drive me
him,
crazy again,
I
Kyle.
asked him
You're gonna
who
drive me
this
crazy
girl
again,
was,
Kyle.
and he called her over and was like, Yo,
No, because listen, you know what you're doing?
what's up?
You're giving examples that are almost a decade old.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I haven't recently conquered a fear. I have 4 fucking fears, bro.
Dude,
It's
you got
it's
4
not a
fears,
long
bro.
list.
Ample time to conquer them.
Yeah.
Ample time to
Yeah.
conquer them, Kyle.
Okay.
Prime time.
So then what? I conquer my 4 fears and I'm just not afraid of shit. I'm just a superhuman.
Hell yeah.
Like this. Okay. I mean
Fire.
that's
That's
a weird
sick.
way to live. I think it's healthy for people to have fears.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're beating a dead horse at this
I'm
point.
willing to conquer, like I said, the dentist fear is number 2 on my list, and I will do it. Because I see a silver lining. I don't see a silver lining to the ocean. Do I think I will realistically be attacked by an animal in the ocean? No, probably not. I have, there's
We're
2
beating a
people
dead
in
horse.
here that go in the
We're
ocean
beating
all
a
the
dead horse.
time.
We are beating a dead horse.
Sure.
We are beating a dead horse. All I will say is like you need to be more open-minded.
Okay.
You need to be
that's
more open-minded.
my one thing. That's the only thing. Can you name another thing
What do you mean?
that I'm not willing to conquer? That's the only thing.
All I
There's
said was you need
one.
to be more open-minded.
Okay, I'm open-minded.
No, you're not.
Not towards
No,
that
you're not.
one.
No, you are not.
towards that one.
No, you're fucking not.
Not
No, don't
towards
lie to
that
me
one.
right now, Kyle.
All
You
right.
are not open-minded. You are the most narrow-minded guy I know.
Bro,
you legitimately, I know so many. Kyle,
I would order a non-plain burger before I get in the ocean.
no shit. That proves my fucking point.
You act like that's not a crazy thing. I hate not plain burgers.
Okay, we're wasting time.
Okay.
We're wasting time.
Well, yeah, what is your
We're wasting
article
time.
about?
No, I can't even believe what you've just said, dude. Like, I just can't even believe it, dude.
I can't believe that
I
you
just
can't believe it. It's one thing. It's literally one thing. I told you time and time again, everything else on my list I'm willing to conquer, just not that one.
This is just the most irrational thing I've ever heard.
Okay,
That's
fine.
all.
What is your
It's just the
article
most
about?
rational
What is
thing.
your news
Well,
article?
no. I need a shot.
Okay.
I need a shot.
Intoxication, intermission, everybody.
I need a shot. I say this, okay? A, you established your fears on camera,
Yeah.
which means they'll never stop asking you to conquer them.
Sure.
And B, more importantly, I say this coming from a position of a friend. Like, at the end of the day, dude, like, our episodes will do fine view-wise, whether you conquer your fears on them or not. But I think more so as a friend, you conquering your fears will be beneficial to your mindset about things, you know? And the bigger picture I'm trying to establish here is your fears are irrelevant in the point I'm trying to make. What I'm trying to say is, like, you're very reserved about things, but that's very contradictory to what we're doing right now, right? Like, we have a podcast together, we do our own thing, like, we're very public about anything on our mind. I think inherently a decent part of that is like not having fear or anxiety about things. So whatever your fear may be, I think there's a lot of value in conquering that. That's all I'm trying to say.
I
right?
agree. I think you maybe underestimate my fear of the ocean. Like, I don't know that you have a fear.
I just
equivalent
wish I
to
knew a
mine.
way to make you get in the ocean so you could realize how irrational it is.
I'm very afraid of the dentist also. I'll do the dentist. I'm going to be really afraid, and we can make a video out of it, but I will do that one.
Well, we're going to the fucking dentist,
if
Kyle.
we conquer three of my four fears and we run out of things for me to do, perhaps you guys could convince me to conquer the ocean fear. that does put a pit in my stomach to even say.
I just, like-
but this episode could just know that like I am announcing how firm this
You
fear
don't-
is. So if we ever do conquer that fear, you guys understand how scared
Yes.
I am.
I get that, but
Okay.
you don't have fears based on experience. Like you don't scare
The
things
other
because
three
something
are.
made you scared.
The other three are.
I don't know. All right, no, we're beating a dead horse. We're beating
Just
a dead horse.
not that
I'm moving
one.
on. I'm moving on. No, because listen up. I got a news article to share. Kyle, have you ever heard of honey pack? Do you know what a honey pack is?
Yeah, isn't it? So my understanding is this is like a marijuana edible that makes people horny, no?
I don't know if weed edible is the right
Like
thing to call it.
notorious for making
It is
people horny.
a consumable product. My understanding is it's literally a packet that you. It's almost like imagine if you suck down a ketchup packet.
Like the tubes that I gave your cats for treats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally a packet of fluid that you consume that's supposed to just give you crazy sexual energy. All right. And most of
Okay.
you guys watching this have probably heard of honey packs, whether you've tried one or whether you've seen a meme about it. Honey packs are very culturally popular. Well, very recently, the FDA did a major crackdown on these honey pack brands, right? And the FDA, when they do crackdowns on these kind of industries, they look into the products they're selling and determine whether or not they're as advertised. And it turns out a lot of these honey pack products are not really as advertised. You see, when you go to the gas station, which is typically where they're sold, and you buy a honey pack that advertises it'll make you more horny and make you,
They
a
sell
little...
these at gas stations?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even
where,
know
Where
that.
else do you think they sell them? It's primarily
I thought
at
it
gas
was like
stations, right?
dispensaries. I don't know.
So, this is just a press release about one specific brand, but I want to highlight and really stress here that like this was a release that was given for numerous brands. It's not just this brand, but the Food and Drug Administration is advising consumers not to purchase or use a product called black tie honey, which is a product promoted and sold for male sexual enhancement on various websites, including their own website and possibly in some retail stores. FDA laboratory analysis confirmed that black tie honey contains sildenafil, taldefil, and diclofenac.
What now?
Not listed on the product label. None
What
of
was
the
the
not
last
one
one?
of those three ingredients is listed on the label as an ingredient, right?
Diclofenac?
Now, Kyle, you're probably wondering what are those ingredients? Correct?
Yeah, what's diclofenac?
Sildenafil and tadalafil, or tadalafil, however you say it, are the active ingredients in the FDA-approved prescription drug Viagra and Cialis, used to
Gotcha.
treat erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
FDA approval of Viagra and Cialis is restricted to use under the supervision of a licensed healthcare professional. So as you've seen a lot of these honey pack products blow up and they advertise themselves as all natural and, 100% natural remedy to fix your sex life, it's literally just Viagra in a different form.
What do we know what like price wise
Compared
if
to Viagra.
you were prescribed Viagra, is this a better alternative? Like
Okay,
financially?
maybe. I don't know. That's
Okay.
not listed here, obviously, because this isn't an ad, but that's kind of irrelevant because they're not disclosing it,
Right.
which is a
Right.
problem because Viagra interacts negatively with other prescription drugs.
Right.
Specifically, interacts negatively with nitrates found in prescription drugs such as nitroglycerin and may lower blood pressure to dangerous levels, which, by the way, if your blood pressure drops low enough, you can just fucking die.
So this lowers your blood pressure?
Yes.
That's actually incredible. I would have assumed it would have raised your blood pressure.
It's the horny honey. you know?
Right, but
It's a magical
normally,
thing.
I think typically as you get hornier, your blood pressure actually increases.
Sure, but this is not a regulated product.
Right.
So there's no telling what's in this that's causing your blood pressure to act a certain way.
Right.
But some of the ingredients in this are non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. NSAIDs, as those are abbreviated, may cause increased risk of cardiovascular events, such as a heart attack or a stroke, as well as serious gastrointestinal damage, including bleeding, ulceration, and fatal perforation of the stomach and intestines.
We should do an episode where we try one of these.
You read the FDA release and you still want to try one?
I don't want. I would.
I'm not trying one.
I'll try one. We can go try one and we go to Hooters or something.
If you get to play the ocean card, I get to play the honey pack card.
You can skip the honey pack, and I'll skip the ocean. That is a good deal. I will take that.
I never said
deal
anything about your side of it.
any day.
Okay. Well, either way, all of these ingredients that give you a boner from these honey packs are undisclosed.
Okay.
Yet they're still being sold without a prescription across the counter. The reason that matters is because Viagra and Cialis and these other, FDA approved drugs that are for erectile dysfunction have many side effects with your blood specifically.
So this has those in it?
Yes.
Those have like really adverse side effects.
You can go to the gas station right now and buy a honey pack 5 feet away from our building now.
But if you wanted,
and it's literally Viagra in honey.
Right, and if you wanted Viagra, you need a doctor's note for that.
Yes,
which
you can't go get that over the counter.
For a reason, because there's pretty adverse side effects, right? Like
yes, it affects your blood pressure very heavily.
Yeah,
right.
And also, the more you take it, the more reliant you become on it.
Yes. And they have even opened a online voluntary recording form where consumers of these honey pack products can report adverse side effects from these products on this reporting form, which means those companies are in trouble because the FDA don't play.
It's going to be a class action lawsuit if I've ever seen one.
I mean, have you ever taken a honey pack?
No.
I've never taken one either. But, like, if it's just Viagra over the counter, damn.
Yeah.
We should cop it sometime for the research.
Sure.
The next part of this episode that we were supposed to talk about that we just never filled out is question of the week, And, Kyle, I have a surprise, almost like a sneak, like an uppercut question of the week you weren't even ready for.
Oh.
What have you been up to lately? People want to know. We get comments all the time that ask, like, how's Kyle doing? What's Kyle do day to day?
Well,
what is your day to day, Kyle? What are you up to lately? What's got you excited?
Last week, I got drunk a couple times,
and
because of that, I got hungover a couple times. So my sleep schedule last week got pretty scrambled up because I was real hungover, and then I was laying in bed all day watching Hulu. Shout out Hulu. It's been great.
Hulu's fire, bro.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Great
But because of that, I was not really getting great sleep last week. So, so last week that was the thing. I've been gaming. Like I said, I set up my Twitch, so hopefully...
Define gaming. What do you play?
League, Counter-Strike... I'm trying to get back into teamfight tactics. I used to be very good at that. I'm on the fence about trying Hearthstone again.
You played that plenty before, though.
Yeah,
I remember you got way more into
the
that
reason
than I did
the reason I'm hesitant is because that one I feel like can kind of get expensive.
Can I say something that I observe?
Yeah.
You're also very limited in your game selections.
I like the games I'm really good at. Specifically, I'm like teamfight tactics in Hearthstone I'm better at. Counter-Strikes in League I'm not actually good at, but I do enjoy them.
But like
they're good no-life games.
With what I was trying to talk about earlier when we were having that back and forth about you going in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And I was more so less talking about the ocean and more talking about like
trying
you
new
being
things.
very reserved towards new things. I think that reflects most in your game choice.
What did I tell you this morning? I was down to play a new game literally this morning.
Yeah,
I even asked about RV there
yet. Okay, but that's like a groundbreaking revolution in the world of Kyle.
Because
that's like,
this week was rough comment-wise. Like, the comments were calling me a bum-ass dude, bro.
Bro, you don't understand.
The
Kyle, you don't
comments
get
were
it.
like, Kyle's a bum.
The people love you here, dude.
I know.
The people love you here.
Not as much this week. They called me a bum, and so I was a little more
For
like...
what, though? I didn't notice
conscious. Specifically about the gaming thing. I think it was the Gobcast clips, actually. They were like, Kyle's a bum, and that was like every comment.
Kyle.
So...
they call me crazy shit every day.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's part of what we
Fine.
signed up for.
Right, I know. I'm
You
not
know,
complaining.
you can't take it
I'm
personal.
not complaining, and I'm not. I'm just saying, like, it was a thing, and, you know, I account for that. Jotted that down. Kyle bum. So try not to be as much of a bum. How clean is my apartment today, bro? My apartment's so clean because I'm trying not to be a bum. So,
Dude, if you let YouTube commenters dictate what you do and how you think, you're in for a bad time. You're in for a very bad time.
yeah.
I'll tell you that right now, you're in for a very bad time.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most valuable things that I ever learned through my time doing this kind of stupid ass shit like we're doing right now is that just do what you want to do and people will come either way.
Right.
If you try to please everybody and like alter what you're doing and change yourself to like make some random person whose comment you read happy,
Right.
you'll never make everyone happy. You'll never achieve your goal. Just at the end of the day, Kyle, you are who you are.
Right.
The YouTube comment shouldn't be able to impact that.
Yeah.
And if they are able to impact that, then I think you're interpreting them incorrectly. You know?
I have to pee so bad.
Okay.
Thank
No,
you.
go ahead and pee. No, go ahead, take a little pee-pee tinkle. No, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question, dude. I'm not going to stop. Kyle's gone, but listen up, okay? If there's one thing you want to see us do on Crackheads, what is it? Or talk about, whatever it may be. Let us know in the comment section below. We obviously want to know that stuff. But yeah, that's one thing. You know, it's funny that Kyle brings that up because, like, obviously, as, you know, myself in the position I'm in, I've had to almost, like, coach Kyle a lot through, like, hey, here's how to do a podcast. Because I think when, like, you sit down and you do what we're doing right now, it's pretty overwhelming, right? Like, imagine yesterday you're doing whatever you did for a living, you're doing your job that you've been accustomed to for a while, and then all of a sudden your homie calls you up and you're like, yo, what if you host a podcast called Crackheads and get hammered every Thursday? That's pretty overwhelming. And I think for Kyle, he takes your guys' comments very seriously. What I've learned over the years, and obviously no disrespect to you guys, is like, hey, commenters are going to criticize everything you do no matter what. Doesn't matter what you do. Sure, you maybe will do something that they criticize more than the other thing you do, but like they're going to criticize you. And like you should just read those as entertainment as opposed to like valid criticism that mean you should change something, because that's just a boring way to interpret this shit. Like when I was an active fiend raging through blow and ketamine and Xans and every other drug under the sun that I enjoyed, I would get a million harsh comments every week like, Goblin, you're a piece of shit, bro. You should get sober. Goblin, you're glorifying drug use and encouraging kids to get high. Or when I made my 7-0 videos, it's like, Goblin, dude, you're just encouraging kids to go buy that shit. And if I listened to those people, I never would have gotten my point across, you know? So I think a very valuable thing is like not listening to that type of negative input. You know, at the end of the day, like in the world, I'm glad you sat down at this time, but like people, whether they're your viewer that's leaving a comment or whether they're a person that sees you and never interacts with you directly, will not like you. That's natural. That's very normal, right? You if you spend too much effort trying to correct that, you'll waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
So just embrace it. A lot of people on the internet hate me, bro. Like a lot. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't get as many comments.
Right.
And even if they personally hate me, that's okay.
That's true.
People are allowed to hate me. You know? That's part of the internet. Everyone can't like you. You know? Just don't take those comments too personally, Kyle. You know? I know you enjoy reading the comments, obviously, and like from your perspective, correct me if I'm wrong, but from your perspective, being somewhat newer to this, like they mean more to you. Like you take the comments very personally. But at the end of the day, just remember, like if someone comments and says, I don't like Kyle because of this, or I don't like Kyle doing this, they don't know. You'll never meet them.
Yeah.
That motherfucker is a pixel. Maybe a fat pixel like this, but he's still a pixel. You know? That's all that matters. But listen up. Fuck all that shit. Because next up, we're here to talk about our homies of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to start or do you want to start?
You start.
Okay.
Who's your homie of the week?
Well, listen up. This week, I didn't even expect to make a homie of the week segment this week until yesterday when I was playing Call of Duty with our mutual friend Sean, who, for those of you guys who have watched my story videos, you've probably heard me refer to him as Sam. Right. Sam is like the fake name that I give to Sean. Sean, we talked about him very, very early on this show. Like, I'm talking like episode 2 or 3 or something like that. But he's been around for so much shit that, like, we have to double back. Like, there's no way we can just tell a couple Sean stories and be like, oh, okay. He's been there for fucking everything, dude. Like, that's our boy, right? And Sean is probably my most unique friend.
Oh, yeah.
When I think of, like, people who say crazy shit, it's Sean.
Yeah.
You see, one time, we had this mutual friend named Danielle, who was like a normal girl, pretty girl, that kind of thing. We invited her over to Sean's house because she wanted to come throw in on our bag of weed and do some blow with us. Sean, obviously being, the owner of the function we're meeting up at, it was his apartment that we were all going to hang out at and get fucked up. I pitch it to him. I'm like, hey, Sean, like, me and Kyle are already here. What do you think if I invite Danielle over? She's someone I trusted, good friend of mine, someone that, like, I'd happily invite to my function, right?
Yeah.
Sean says, yeah, absolutely. Just ask her if she can come over with no socks on.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, like, what do you mean by that? Sean is very open about his foot fetish. Like, very, like, aggressively open.
Yeah.
So he tells Danielle, who was a girl that he's had a crush on for ages, he's like, yeah, she can come over, but, like, she can't wear any socks.
Right.
And, like, I'm sitting here like, holy fuck, I can't believe I'm the messenger for this.
Right.
But yet I relay this to Danielle, knowing that she'd probably be cool with it, because I knew her pretty well. I say to Danielle, I'm like, Sean wants you to come over, but, like, with no socks on. Right. Immediately, she's like, all right, no problem. But can I bring my friend over? She has this other guy that she brought with her to our function, which, mind you, isn't her boyfriend, isn't even a guy that she's, like, hooking up with or anything. Just a guy who, like, was very nice. From what I remember, he was a cool guy. Got along with her great and happened to be there. She comes over with no socks on. Sean's ecstatic, bro. He can't believe she hasn't. I remember him numerous times offering to rub her feet. All right. Very, very into it. Obviously, that didn't happen. Danielle, the only reason she agreed to coming over with no socks on, even though she wasn't into Sean, is because every time she got to come over to Sean's house, from a girl's perspective, it was a lot of free drugs.
Yeah.
Like, she was doing all her blow, she was smoking her weed, she was drinking her liquor, and she threw for very little of it.
Right.
So, like, from her perspective, it was like, hey, just take my socks off and, like, I get fucked up for the night. So it's great.
Yeah.
And we went through the night, all of us hanging out, me, you, Sean, Danielle, and her friend, who I don't even remember the kid's name at this point. We go through the night, we're doing a bunch of coke, we're getting fucked up. Finally, like, 4 a.m. comes around, and Sean announces to us, as all of us are sitting in the bedroom, he's like, I'm going to go to sleep. At first, that's all he says. We're like, dude, cool. Great news, Sean was the kind of guy who, like, he would always tell us if we were about to invite a girl over, he's like, dude, I really like her. I want to talk to her. He would never say anything to her. It's like, Danielle, despite requiring that she came over with no socks, he never acted on that, you know, besides the occasional inquiry. He never really acted on that. He goes to sleep, and we're all sitting in his living room, still fucked up, geeked off below, because plenty of our bag was still left. He goes into his mom's bedroom instead of his own, which is a little weird, but, like, we don't think anything of it. About 20 minutes later, he comes back out. And mind you, our friend Sean is like, how do I describe him appropriately? This is my boy. I love this guy so much. Like, Sean's literally one of my closest friends, dude. I would kill someone for this guy. But, like, listen, Sean comes out of his mom's room with a box of Kleenex tissues in his hand. And he announces to all of us, while presumably his medication had worn off, because he had some medication, and he still has medication. It's pretty strong. His meds had worn off. He comes out of his mom's room with the box of tissues, and he's like, listen, And he looks very intently at Danielle over all of us.
Yeah.
He stares her down. He's like, if you guys aren't going to bring me some tissues and lotion and help me fucking jack off, then get the fuck out of my apartment. And like, we're all stunned because he's never said something like this. Like, we're all like, yo, like, what are you, like, I get you've done some blow with us, but what the fuck are you talking about, Sean? And he just storms back in his room. We're all sitting in the living room still frozen, almost in fear, like we're about to get sexually assaulted by this guy. And Danielle, she's sitting in silence, but her guy friend.
I think one detail that actually enhances the story is it actually wasn't his room he was in.
His mom's.
Right. He was in his mom's room.
I mentioned that.
Yeah.
I mentioned that.
Yeah.
So he goes back into his mom's room. Danielle's silent, but her friend, the guy that she brought with, who, mind you, just drove her there as a friend and was like there to hang out with us. He'd never met us. We're making friends. He's like, I can leave if you guys want. Like, he was very uncomfortable. He's like, I can leave if you guys want. And we're like, I remember saying, I was like, yeah, like, it's probably smart. You know, I know Sean well enough. I've been around him enough times to know, like, when he crashes out, you got to get the fuck up out of there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So they left, and I had nowhere to go that night because this was during one of the times where my mom kicked me out. So it's like, all right, well, I got to sleep on my boy's couch while he aggressively stimmed faps for like 4 hours or go sleep on my mom's porch and get arrested. I knew what I was picking, you know? And if I remember correctly, I think... I might be wrong, but I think I even called the Uber myself. Like, I think I paid for it because I was just like, dude, like, just please get out as soon as possible. Like, I don't want to be in the middle of this situation.
Right.
I remember the following day, Sean wakes up. I wake up on his couch, and I'm on the balcony smoking a blunt, and he comes out, and he just, like, he's like, oh, he does a little stretch. He's like, how'd you sleep, bro? And I'm like, terribly, dude. You tried to, like... get Danielle to jack you off and like bust her feet out, and you made everyone really uncomfortable. And he was like, what? Like, he was so stunned. He was like disgusted with himself. He was like, what are you fucking talking about? I had to call Danielle back over to like reconcile.
Yeah.
And be like, I was like, Danielle, listen, Sean wasn't in the right mind space. And then Sean was saying to her, he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I would never say that. But then, despite me thinking for all these years that Sean has like forgotten about this, literally last night we're playing Call of Duty together. We're playing Black Ops 7. We're in the party chat together. And he says out of nowhere, he's like, dude, I can't believe Danielle didn't ask me to rub her feet. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you damn near had a gun to the side of this chick's head. You scared her so bad. Like, what are you talking about? And he remembered none of it. He was like, what? Like, I just thought she would ask me for that. I thought she liked me. Wow. And I'm like, yo, you scared her so. You're the king of scaring the girls. You scare the hoes every time. You know? Like, Sean's literally the go to that shit. Do you also remember how many times we would go over to his apartment and his mom would yell at us?
Yeah.
Through the wall?
Right. Yeah. She would come into this camera, this like intercom.
Come in is a loose term.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
He had this like security system on the wall, right? Where like he had alarms on all his doors and windows, but then his mom had this like camera system mounted up and a speaker attached to this little panel on the wall. And when Kyle and I would go over to Sean's house, every now and then, it's not every time, far from it, but every now and then, his mom would jump on the speaker and just start screaming. Like, she'd be like, Sean, who are these fucking kids in my house? Get the fuck out of my, like, this crazy shit. And he'd have to go, he'd be like, oh, hold on, guys, my mom's on the speaker. And he'd go over to the speaker and, like, defuse her. And after a while, you and I got verified through those because his mom screamed at us so many times and then would, like, watch the cameras and see that we weren't drugging her son.
Us. Yeah.
She was like, oh, Kyle and Nick are kind of cool. Like, they don't scam my son. Because the other thing about Sean is, like, Sean was very gullible and still is, you know? Sean, like, I don't want to get into his, like, personal business too much, but he has some mental health issues that require medication. And those medications, I think, almost like domesticate him in a weird way. Where like he like is very like, dude, if I wanted to go to Sean's house and like steal $100 out of his bedroom, it would be really easy.
Right.
You know, that's the
let
kind
you
of guy
do it.
he is.
Yeah.
So like as a friend, I always felt like a almost responsibility to protect him from that.
Right.
You know, like you and
Right.
I did that a lot,
Yeah.
bro. Like we would
Yeah.
genuinely look out for him getting finessed. And like I think his mom realized that.
That
And was
could
like,
be.
oh,
That could be.
because dude, you remember that kid named Josh who came and lived at his house for 2 weeks and stole all the shit out of his mom's bedroom?
Yeah, he stole his wallet, I think.
Bro, he
too.
stole Sean's wallet. He stole all the jewelry out of his mom's jewelry box while she was over at her boyfriend's house.
Yeah.
And like just lived there. And Sean was just like, well, I asked him to leave and he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do?
I remember we were ready to beat that kid's ass one night. Yeah. Yeah.
His name was Josh Harris. And you know, Josh still owes me $15. I think it's 13 actually.
I believe it.
He owes a lot of people more like $5 to $15 is like the debt range for that guy. You can't trust him with that shit.
Yeah.
You know, but Sean let him live there for a week, and this guy just ran his fucking pockets, and like he would do that all the time because like literally like Sean was a smart fucking guy who like understood things,
Right.
but his medication would fry him.
Yes.
It would fry him, and then he'd smoke weed and take a Xan on top of his meds, which like I don't know what his meds exactly were, but like they were
And
strong.
then he'd get a little drunk on top
yes,
of it. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And like, I remember the nights we used to go over and play cocaine Monopoly
Yep.
with him, dude.
Yep.
So whenever I would buy a bag when I was younger in like 2019 during my peak, I guess Coke Chronicles era is the way to refer to it, 2019 summer, Sean's house was the place I would go. Always. His apartment was open. He was an amazing host who like had clean cups for water and like did his dishes and shit.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And we would bring the bag over there and we would stay up till probably sunrise every night playing Monopoly. You were there too.
Yep.
For all of it.
Yep.
And my favorite thing about him is he would be in such a delirium, like from the combination of Coke, liquor, and his meds. He would never make a fair trade. Like
No.
this guy would get Boardwalk and trade it to me for like a purple, like
Right.
a $100 property because he's like, bro, I want to be a good friend. You know?
Yeah, he was the worst Monopoly player.
Like objectively, as like poor decision making Sean did throughout his life, he's also one of the greatest friends I've ever had. He's such a down motherfucker, dude. He's so legit. But like you have to look out for him.
Yeah.
Because like he can't even be trusted with his own self.
Right.
This is my friend who some of you guys maybe heard this story. One time, as peak Xanax phase for me, we were getting these quote unquote Xanax gummy bears, right? Sean was doing them. I was doing them. A lot of my friends back in sophomore year were doing them. This was the summer before you transferred to our school. So you weren't even in our like friend group yet, right?
Okay.
But Sean, and I tried these gummy bears. I don't think they were real Alp. They were like obviously some fake chemical just dripped onto the gummy bears. But one time Sean had a whole bag of these Sour Patch Kids that were dripped in this like fake Xanax chemical. And he had a pet rabbit who
Right.
got into the bag of Xanax gummies and ate God knows how many and literally died for like 2 weeks. This rabbit went into a coma. And Sean was inviting us over every day, and we go into his room and look at his rabbit cage, and his rabbit is just like keeled over, like drooling on himself. And we're like, bro, Sean, like your rabbit's dead.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, he's just sleeping. He's sleeping. Lo and behold, Sean was fucking right. Bro,
Yeah.
2 weeks after his rabbit ate the Xan gummies, that motherfucker woke up and lived like 5 more years.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were all telling him like, dude, Sean, you're literally keeping a dead rabbit in your cage right now. And he's like,
Right.
no, he's fucking sleeping. He hadn't ate in 2 weeks. He never took him to the vet. Like, the rabbit fucking woke up and just pushed it through the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
from then onward, I was like, damn, like that's the guy right there.
Yeah, that was
You
incredible.
know? He sometimes every now and then has moments of like complete nonsense. You know, like every now and then he'll just say the craziest shit. Like last night, as I was saying earlier, him and I were playing Call of Duty. Kyle joined our voice chat. And in the middle of our conversation, there's a moment of silence. And this guy, Sean, just goes, I used to play Russian roulette every day by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, he just randomly brought
which was
that
not
up.
true.
Probably not.
No, that was not true.
Almost definitely.
Sean's
not.
never owned a gun, Kyle.
No.
I know him well enough to say that with certainty.
Yeah.
But like he says random
He's also
shit.
very against guns, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's the most pacifist guy I know.
Yeah.
But like he blurts out crazy shit every now and then. He is like, if I look back at all my friends that I want to get on the podcast, besides yourself, Sean's literally the top of my food chain.
Yes, for me as well.
Like
I would
Sean
love to have him
is
on
the
here.
funniest motherfucker I know, dude. I love that fucking guy.
Yeah.
He is the single funniest motherfucker I know. Completely unintentionally. Like he will be dead motherfucking serious when he says everything.
Right.
And you just gotta sit there like, yeah, bro.
Right.
For sure. When he used to work at Cracker Barrel and he would tell us how his coworkers were trying to stab him to death in the freezer.
Right. In the nuts.
And it's like, Sean, that's not real. That's like your medication.
Right.
You know? But he's also the most positive, like, I don't know what he exactly has, so I don't want to be disrespectful. He is the most positive, mentally ill guy I know.
Yes.
Like, he'll just like every now and then randomly bring up his symptoms. Like, he'll be like, dude, you know how I hear the skateboarders whispering through my door? I just realized they're not real. It's like, oh, fuck yeah, Sean. Like, good for you, dude.
Can we take a little intoxication intermission?
You want to?
Yeah.
How many intermissions is this?
Ready?
It's on film.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's your friend of the week, Kyle? Fill me in.
Well, my friend of the week, remember my friend Eddie from high school?
Loosely.
Yeah. So Eddie
me
was
in, though.
this
Make me
dude I
remember
would
better.
hang out a lot with in high school. He met Nick one time when Eddie and I bought Obama Kush off of you. Remember the Obama Kush?
How could I forget that summer? I
It
was on
was-
probation.
it
It
was
was the best
terrific.
pound I ever bought. Quarter
Yeah.
pound, pardon me.
Even like
No, less than that, actually.
pre-marijuana legalization, this was phenomenal weed.
It was amazing shit.
It was
dude.
very purple. It was beautiful. I still remember it to this day.
I still remember the only reason I was selling weed during that is because I was on probation and couldn't smoke it. So that re-up, I got a pound of trim and I got an ounce of fire shit. And Eddie was one of my lucky customers.
Yep. Yeah, it was fantastic. So Eddie was he was a big karate guy. He was a big gym guy.
Mm-hmm.
We really liked to get stoned and then go to the gym together.
Yep.
Eventually, I got this like POT syndrome. It was this postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome.
Oh, so pot's the abbreviation, not like from smoking
Right.
weed.
No,
Okay.
it was not from smoking weed. However, it did actually affect me, especially when I was smoking weed.
Okay.
So basically, the gist of it is that typically when you go from laying down to sitting up and then from sitting up to standing up, each of those positions for normal people, usually that raises your blood pressure slightly. For people with POT syndrome, it does the opposite. So when you
It lowers
sit
your
up,
blood pressure?
it lowers your blood pressure. When you stand up, it lowers your blood pressure.
Okay.
When you smoke weed, it drastically lowers your blood pressure. So I was just fainting all the time was my problem.
When you were with Eddie?
Yeah. It happened mostly when I was with Eddie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up going to the doctor and getting a prescription that fixed this. But yeah, most of the time that I had this issue, I was with Eddie. One of these times we were doing these like smoke and then go to the gym session type things. Yeah, we just get really stoned and watch like some bodybuilding video on YouTube and then go to the gym. One of these times we were really stoned, really pumped up. We were going to go hard at the gym, right?
Okay.
So you've seen Eddie. Like Eddie was a big dude.
Fucking meatball, dude.
Yeah. He was much, much bigger than I was. And one of these times, he would always try to like push me further in the gym. And I appreciated that. I mean, that's why I worked out with him. He pushed me further. But at the same time, with this POT syndrome, it made it very difficult. And one of these times, we're at the gym. He's doing these crazy lat pull downs. And he's like, yo, all right, you're set. And I'm like, all right, let's take a plate off of each side. He's like, no, just use my weight. You're fine. I'm like, bro, I'm not fine. Like, you see me and you see I'm not fine. He's like, no. Don't be a pussy. Just do it. I'm like, all right. So I start doing this set. I get up for my set. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go get a drink of water while you do your set. I walk over to the water fountain and just pass out, like on the way to the water fountain. And I wake up. It's like a scene from a movie, you know, when you like wake up and there's like a people like in a circle around you, all just like bent, like hunched over looking at you. Like, is he all right? That's like what I woke up to at like Export Fitness. Just like 10 people, 2 of them claiming to be paramedics. They're all like standing over me, asking if I'm okay. And I had to just explain to them like my blood sugar was low and blood pressure low, blah, blah, blah. So I had like a Gatorade and I was okay. But
he was your fitness homie.
Yeah, he was my fitness homie.
I was not that homie to Kyle. I was not that homie, if you couldn't tell.
No. Eddie eventually joined a frat, and I got to trip with him and one of his frat bros. It was fun. His frat bro was very silly. Everything he thought was his phone, like Eddie's refrigerator. If we rolled a blunt, he was holding the blunt wrapper. Like he'd be like, "Why is it not unlocking?" And we'd be like, "Dude, that's not your phone."
How did you lose contact with this guy? Because I mean, no disrespect, you're not working out anymore.
No.
How'd you lose
so
contact?
after like he went off to a different college than I went to like community college, and he went off to U of I, a nice school. So yeah, he actually got kind of more straight edged. And he's like the last I heard from him, he's just doing like I think he's doing like a music career now or something.
Good for him.
Makes like rock.
I remember
music.
him being very straight edge before though.
Yeah. So the thing with Eddie is anything he was doing, he'd like hyper focus on. Like you know the way I am with video games. Like
sure.
I like video games, but I'll play like 1 or 2 at a time. That's how he is with like
you play
life.
1 or 2 in general, bro.
Right.
It's not 1 at a time.
That's
like,
how
in general.
That's how Eddie is with like his life. Like he will do like 1 or 2 things at a time. Like if he's working out, and that's it. He will do diet, sleep, and work out. If he's doing music, he'll go to school, do music, and sleep. Like that's how Eddie is. He really hyper focuses on one thing. So the last I heard of him, he was focusing on like a music career and finishing school and all that. But yeah, I haven't really talked to him in a while.
I just remember him most because he was like your straight edge branch of your friend group.
Yeah.
And I was the one that would bring you into nonsense.
Yeah.
Like I would come over and I remember I only really fully met this guy one time. But like numerous times I would come over and then you would kick him out. Like as I got there, like, hey, it's time to do bad things.
Degenerate
things. Time to get the fuck out, Eddie. I also remember, I think we've talked about this on the show before, but I remember the time you drank the water jug.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Eddie had so he was one of those like he was a real meathead, and he would bring a gallon of water around with him every day. So he's walking around school with a gallon of water. And usually we'd just go after school, we'd go to my house and smoke and just hang out, go to the gym, whatever. But a couple of times he'd like forget his water jug. So a couple of times I had taken it upon myself to start a science experiment. And I would take his water jugs and I'd hang them up from the wall of my garage. And I think one of them we'd just do nefarious things too. We'd throw cigarette butts in them, we'd spit in them, whatever. And then we had the one water jug that we didn't do anything to, and that was like our control jug. So we'd have that jug and we'd compare it to the one that we did stuff to and see like, what kind of bacterias can we grow and stuff like that. And I think at one point we also
genius science experiment.
We also paid somebody like $15 to take a sip of it. So
you took a sip of it.
That's possible.
You don't shut the fuck up. You don't remember taking a sip of it?
No.
Kyle, I gave you 10 and Pat was there, bro. I'm not going to say his last name, but Pat was in that bitch.
Low-key, I thought Pat was the one we paid.
No, me and Pat paid you to do it. And you were fucked up, and you did it. You took a sip. We had 2-gallon jugs of water hanging off the wall off hooks in your garage, and you were like, one of these has Eddie spit in them and probably a bunch of,
Bacteria.
Yeah, and the other one is clean. And me and Pat were both like, at first I offered my 10. Pat was like, I'll fucking match. I'll offer 10 too. And you did it right in front of us. What do you mean? You don't remember that?
I vaguely do remember that, actually, yeah.
Bro, you must have been fucked up when you did that. Because I vividly, that's the only reason I remember this friend you're talking about, Eddie. Because like I never knew him at all, but I remember when you drank his spit water for $20. And that's something I'll never forget. I'll never forget that shit. Because like visibly, it was his spit water. I'll tell you, from the bacteria layer on the top right now, you drank his spit water. But like, I'm not a scientist. I can't confirm it. But like, I'm shocked you don't remember that.
I do vaguely remember
Like,
that.
what, bro? Fucking drinking spit water and not remembering is crazy.
Before you said anything, I just thought it was Pat. But yeah,
no,
I
Pat
guess
was
now
there
you
with
mention
me.
it,
Pat was there
that
with
makes
me,
sense.
and we
Yeah, I
paid
was
you
the
to
one
drink
that did
it.
Yeah.
Which Pat in itself, Pat deserves a homie of the week segment on his own.
Pat was
because
a good guy, yeah.
him and I, well, bro, the reason him and I became friends, you'll probably remember it once I mention it, is because he stole all my Ralph Lauren hoodies. And I
do
confronted him
remember
about
that.
it and fought him in the parking lot.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
He stole him and Miguel stole all my Ralph Lauren hoodies, and I realized it, and I called him out for it, and they were like, what are you going to do? So we all pulled up in the parking lot at the box. Fucking, I'll never forget that. And after that, they returned them to me, and it was like, all right, let's be homies now.
Yep.
They were like, sorry, they apologized. I was young enough to forgive it. As an old, stubborn adult, I wouldn't forgive it now. But like, when I was young back then, I'm very grateful I did, because they're super cool guys, I was like, yeah, no problem. And now Pat's a very good friend of mine. Pat's a very good friend of mine. But, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of very good friends, listen, everyone watching, you're all very good friends of mine as well. Isn't that a beautiful thing to say?
It is. Yeah.
And,
nice.
we have comments from my very beautiful friends this week, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and read them. First and foremost, from Yeshab22. He says, y'all need to be featured on Adult Swim, to be honest.
That'd be fire.
Personally, one of my biggest dreams ever is to be a GTA radio station.
That would be heat.
Like, Adult Swim is cool, and I would love that opportunity, and I would jump for joy and embrace it. But like, dude, I want, no matter what it is, whether it's our show or Cobcast, whatever it is, I just want to be on a GTA radio, bro.
That'd be heat.
I would love that. And honestly, like, I don't want to say I take it for inspiration, but when I listen to GTA talk show radio stations, I'm like, dude, this is the energy I want to capture with my shows, Like, what I recently did a GTA 4 playthrough. I played through the whole game. I played all the missions, dude. I did everything. I listened to all the radios. And, like, listening to the talk shows and that, where they're just calling people racial slurs. Without the racial slur part, I want to be that. It's... I know they are blowing it currently, not adding me, But yeah, that's like a dream achievement for me, dude. Adult Swim or GTA, I would love to be on that. And I'm sure you would love it too, right?
I would. Yeah, we watch Smiling Friends and then bam, Crackheads comes on. That'd be heat.
Yeah.
That would be heat. Yeah.
Kyle, next comment's about you, dude. What do you got?
Tonton2142 says, I thought Kyle was going to eat 4 grams of THC oil or something.
Got a lot of likes,
It's actually 5. I appreciate you trying to give me a little bit of an out here, but I don't need it. All right.
Give him a date, bro. When are you doing this?
Fear. It's actually 5 grams. And we decided this was going to be, we were going to try to save this for more of a special episode. So we're going to do this for episode 20. So on episode 20, I will eat 5 grams of Rick Simpson oil and potentially get very intoxicated from it. I doubt it. I think I'm gonna be fine.
Bro, you're like
right through it.
I'm telling you this, Kyle.
Nobody believes in me. Nick doesn't believe in me.
I never said it. I believe you can handle it.
I've done Rick Simpson oil before.
I believe you can handle it, Kyle. I've never said you didn't. What I do think is I think you're underestimating a 5 gram RSO dose, is all I'm gonna say. Because I did the same thing. I'm speaking for, like, I literally was so cocky going into my 5 grams, and that shit humbled me, dude.
I really mean it when I say I don't feel a thing from edibles. Like, I do not feel them.
I said the same thing until I ate 5 grams.
I think you guys are going to be so shocked. I think you guys are
Yeah,
gonna be
you
so
won't
shocked.
surf, but you'll eat 5 grams of RSO.
I'll eat 20 grams of RSO.
Shut the fuck up! Mark it on the show right now.
What episode you want to do?
Kyle, surfing or 20 grams of RSO?
20 grams of RSO all day long. All day long. I'll do 100 grams of RSO before I go surfing, bro. It's not going to be a problem.
Bro, as a good friend of yours, I wish you picked a ladder. Like, genuinely, I wish you picked a ladder, dude.
Nope.
All right. Okay. So, episode 20, we're doing 5 grams of RSO.
Yep, we will do 5 grams. Sure, yep. We will do 5 grams of Rick Simpson oil on episode 20. Yep.
Okay. Dude, what? I can't. All right. No problem. No, okay. Yeah, no problem, dude. Let me read the next comment because if I don't, I'm going to be stun locked, dude. Okay. Bryce the Wave, he wants to know, will we get Crackhead blooper episodes?
It's a good question.
You know, personally, I feel like the whole show's a fucking blooper.
Yeah.
You know, like there's not, we don't cut very much content-wise out of the show.
Right. Our actual bloopers would probably not be YouTube friendly.
No, and regardless of that, like we pregame violently for these episodes.
Right.
Honestly, the
Right.
way I personally think of this, like what we're doing right now, this show, is I'm like, yo, let's get hammered and then sit
Right.
down and do the show. And I think that in itself is a blooper.
So we do take the pregame very seriously. We get very intoxicated for these.
Yeah, I just think there's not that many bloopers for this show. Like, we're very open, dude. At the end of the day, like, if we say something, we're genuinely going to let it slide on the show. And, like, there's not things we cut out. We don't, like, we sit down and just let it rip.
Right.
So, like, Crackhead blooper episode, as much as I'd like to be like, yeah, bro, I'd love to drop that, we don't even have a blooper episode.
Right.
That's right.
Thank
That's
you.
right. There's no bloopers because Kyle's down to speak openly. So shout out to Kyle for that, dude. Drop a like for Kyle, you know, killing it. Next up, I want you to read this one because it's about your dad.
It is, yeah.
And his sexual
Jacob
preferences.
Roberts, 450, says BBWs need love too. Worth trying at least once. I
Agreed.
probably agree. I think anything's probably worth trying at least
Have you ever
once.
been with a larger woman?
Yeah, except for surfing. No, I haven't really been with a larger woman.
You should, bro.
Yeah, I should try that.
Dude,
Yeah.
all right, this is kind of just, all right, I don't even know if I should tell this story here. Best head I've ever gotten was from a fat chick.
I've heard
I was
that
like
a lot
17.
of times. I've heard that a lot of times.
But she was okay. Yo, I've actually okay. I mean, I'm gonna tell the story briefly because I've told this on my main channel before. Listen, best head I've not ever gotten, but like to that date ever gotten was from a wider woman. Okay, a double wide trailer per se, and she after. How do I neuter this statement? Like, how do I say this without losing the marbles? She wanted me to make sweet love to her.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came time to go down there and introduce myself, I caught a whiff and it wasn't right.
Oh, okay.
So I pulled back. Like, literally, imagine I was like down and then I pulled back. And I said to her, I'm like, yo, we should go to McDonald's and like, get some drinks. Like, we should like take a pause, like go get some drinks. We go to McDonald's. I went into the bathroom and I'm at the urinal pissing and I call my boy Brendan, and I'm like, yo, can you call me in 10 minutes and say you just got robbed and you need a ride? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I explained, I'm like, dude, there's this girl I'm like hooking up with right now who like, I don't have the heart to tell her that like the Terp profile isn't there, but like the Terp profile's not there. And I really need you to like get me out of this. And he was like, bet. I come back out of the urinal, walk back out to her, you know, get back in the car, go back to her crib. He calls me at the perfect time, bro. We're walking up our staircase. He calls me. He's like, bro, I just got robbed. They took my fucking wallet. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Can you please pick me up? Like, I'm on this intersection. And I look over to her and I'm like, I mean, I don't want to be a shitty friend, you know, like that's my boy. And she's like being super supportive. She's like, yeah, like go pick your homie up. And I'm like, I'm going to go pick my homie up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we never met up again after that, you know, but I just like didn't have the heart to tell her like, yo, you need a wet wipe in that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like urgently. Like that shit is terpy, you know, but like I got myself out of it either way. Nevertheless, though, that never scared me away. You know, I think objectively women can be beautiful and big at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You know, shout out. Hey, if you can eat 3 McChickens in one sitting, drop a like. I fuck with you, shorty. You know, I'm just going to say that now.
Sure.
Just going to say that now. You know, yeah, that's my BBW story I had to share. No disrespect to her.
The
Kyle,
warm news.
This next one's about you. Read it.
The warm news says Kyle has the first and closest Cheech vibe I've ever come across. Really nice and freaky surprise, man.
It's a freaky
Thank you.
surprise, Kyle.
When I was new to smoking weed, Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke was my favorite smoking movie, and meeting Tommy Chong has been a lifelong goal of mine. I use the term Chong as an adjective for smoking weed. So that I appreciate a lot, actually. So thank you. The warm news.
I love that response.
Thank you.
I have no further comment. I just sniffed some salts and my eyes are watering.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you want me to do the next? The next one is about you, actually. So
Sure.
maybe
Go
you should
fire
do
it, dude. No,
right.
Fire it off. What's the next comment, Kyle?
Sphinxter Duke.
That's how I would have said it.
Says Gob's lacks of ability to understand the most basic analogies is so funny.
I do struggle with analogies, I think.
I be using analogies a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that, yeah.
I think I do struggle with analogies. I think that's like my weak point. You know?
I don't know what they're talking about in particular.
Last
but-
episode, you made a comment about like your cousin or sister or some shit, and it was an analogy. And I didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't remember what in particular I was saying, but I know, yeah.
In general, I think I like when I give analogies that people don't really understand. And then when I hear other analogies, I don't get them. So like clearly I'm bad at them. You know, I'm not fucking good at analogies. But like, yeah, that's my weak point for sure. You know, like if you ever come on here and give me a crazy analogy, I'm fucked. You know, I'm at deep risk, Kyle.
Yeah.
So just moral of the story, don't give me any analogies and just keep acting like Cheech so we get good comments. You know. Next up here, and last up comment from R.O. Gundon. He says, Goblin buying a summer crack house would make an epic series. Write it down.
That would make an epic series. It'd probably be an expensive series.
We would tear that house up, Kyle.
We'd probably do crack in the house. If we bought a crack house.
No, I would draw the line there.
You're telling me if you bought
No,
a
you're
crack
getting lost
house.
in the sauce, bro. Like, listen,
You're telling me if you bought a crack house, we wouldn't do crack one more time?
It's just a house. It's
I
only a
think
crack
we'd do
house
it-
by
I
this
think
commenter's
we'd do it
definition.
one more
It's just
time.
a house,
I
bro.
think we'd do it one more time.
It's a house and a home.
And expensive
That's
to
right.
not do
That's
crack
right.
in.
So even more incentive to not do that.
I
you know?
disagree. I don't think you're spending 5 figures to not.
What I
make a
will
crack
say is in
episode.
terms of travel series, we definitely are going to be traveling soon for some content.
That'd be cool.
You know, for
Yeah.
example, I mean, I guess I feel comfortable enough saying it now, you know.
I know what you're talking about.
For episode 100 of the Gobcast, we are going to go to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle's never been to Vegas. And before we started filming, he said one of the most psychotic things I've ever heard. You said you've never been to a bar.
Yeah, I've never been to a bar. Yeah, I don't think that's psychotic.
What? Fucking what?
Maybe in like
Bro, but like,
1975, that's psychotic. But
What?
I don't think that's psychotic today.
I think
just never been to a bar.
it's completely psychotic today.
So we're going to a bar as well then?
No shit, the entirety of Vegas is bars.
Okay. Well, we're gonna be.
You have no
going
idea
to,
what you're in for, do you?
No.
Let me ask before we get to this, because like this is episode 17. This is dropping like months in advance of Kyle and I going to Vegas, just so you guys know.
Right.
Why have you never gone to a bar? Like, what are you apprehensive about?
Nothing. It just doesn't really it doesn't appeal to me. I'm not big on drinking and.
Do you realize what's waiting for you in Vegas?
No.
Drinking and gambling the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
good
why I
eats.
haven't gone to Vegas, because it doesn't sound like particularly for me. But I mean, in terms of like Gobcast and Crackheads, it
Well, no,
fits
but
the
listen.
bill,
At
so
the end of the day, Kyle, do you genuinely want to experience it for the one time?
it's on the bucket
because
list.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to drag you places you don't want to go just for the sake of content.
That is
That's
on
not
the bucket
content.
list for sure. I do want to go to Vegas. Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to make it happen pretty
Okay.
soon here,
for sure.
in a little over 2 months from the time of recording. Right?
I'm excited.
Probably early February next year is when we're going to film it. February 2026. What I will say is like it's fun. The reason I put this comment in is because I've been wanting to buy a vacation house for a while. I want to finance a vacation house. You know what the
Really?
problem is?
Hmm.
This is the first time in my life that my 18-year-old fuck ups have caught up with me, despite my financial ability and income that I'm able to report.
Right.
I can't get approved for any mortgage financing because of what I did when I was 18 with all my credit cards.
Yeah.
They won't approve me. So it's fucked up. I can't even get one. The moral of the story to all you guys watching this episode is, listen, don't play with your credit score. Like, if you have a credit card, don't max it out buying drugs like I did because you think it's free money, because it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And for years, the repercussions of doing that didn't catch up to me until scenarios like this, where I talked with Kyle about wanting to be able to buy a house, and I can't fucking do it unless I have all cash.
Right.
Breaking news, I don't have all cash, buddy. So, like, we're in a pickle, you know? Your credit score is good, though, right?
Well, it was. It was.
Wait, hold on. Can we get an update on the car situation? How many months deep are you on no payment?
I don't think about it anymore. We're a number. Before I got the Mustang, when I was applying for the Mustang or financing it or whatever, I had a credit score of 747, which is pretty, I mean, for my age, I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's very good, yeah.
For if you were 40, that's pretty good. So for 25, that was kick ass. It is not 747 anymore. I don't look at Credit Karma anymore, I am afraid. So yeah. But the one thing that is holding it together is that I do still make all my credit card payments on time. So, I mean, it could be lower, but I don't check on it.
Bro, you should just go out with a bang like I did. Just airball every payment.
Yeah.
That shit was fire when I did it. That shit was great news. Do you think, like, be honest with me, do you think you're ever going to, like, start making payments again? Or have you just kind of embraced that, like, they're going to take that fucking car?
Yeah. As soon as I can make payments, I will start making payments. I have also come to terms with it very well might get repossessed, and there's probably nothing I can do about it if it does. And if it does, so be it.
Listen.
But yeah, as soon as I am capable of paying for it, I will try.
As your friend, I'm going to say this right now, as someone, I'm thinking right now through your best interest. Kyle, that car is the most retarded decision you've ever made.
Yep.
But I think at this point, you might be better off just letting it happen.
Yes. I agree.
Because how much, like, dude, you're probably close to 10 racks deep at this point with how many missed points.
It was probably the stupidest thing I've ever done, especially financially. Yeah. I am also probably too deep to really have a solid solution out of it, so it's probably just my car now. But I mean, while that sucks financially, it's a dope fucking car. Like, it is a really cool car. So while financially I am very upset at myself, every time I turn it on, I'm like, yo, this is a cool car. So I acknowledge this is absolutely the stupidest thing I've ever done. Sure. It's also pretty cool. So
I'm happy you like it at least. I'm happy you at least get a benefit out of having it.
right. It would really suck if I didn't like the car and was still as screwed.
What do you think,
financially.
like hypothetically, let's say they come and they repo that car today.
Mm.
Are you just letting it go, or are you gonna like try to make a payment to get it back on track? What are you gonna do?
I'd probably let it go. If it came today, I'd probably just be like, it is what it is. I'll get a Mustang in the future. But now
Kyle.
it's time to save.
If you go surfing, I'll help you save your Mustang. And I'm saying that on camera right now. Come on, Kyle. If you go
How long
surfing
do
in
I
the
have
ocean,
how long do I have to be in the water?
if you go deep sea surfing and
How long
fishing,
do I have to be in the water, and how fucked up can I be?
you're putting preliminary limits on it that I don't like. You have to give it a day's worth of effort. Like you
If
have to
I
really,
can be like black out before I even get in the water, I think this will need further looking into, but that would be a consideration.
I'm just offering this
that
right
would
now
be a consideration.
because like you love you're in a
I do
pickle.
love the Mustang.
You're in a pickle, and like I'm not going to offer you a free way out, but in the interest of being a good friend, I'll offer you a way out that will improve yourself and get you a way out. Right?
Yeah.
So it's up to you, you know? I'm not going to throw the full payment amount.
Mm-hmm.
But
this terrifies
I would
me.
contribute a percentage.
I
And
might
then,
like the Mustang enough.
but hear me out. No, I'm going to make this offer publicly on camera so it's recorded.
Mm-hmm.
I will contribute a solid percentage towards it.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest, I would front you and reduce a percentage out of your paychecks to cover it.
I like this deal very much.
So, like,
I
let's say you
don't
owe
like
10K
the
on the car.
ocean.
I'll throw 4 and then take 15 to 20% out of your checks until I recoup the other 6. But if I do that, you then have to start keeping up with the payments that same month, you know?
Mhm.
And if you fumble those, you're shit out of luck. I can't help with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will give you an exit if you conquer your fear.
Oh, man.
Because I think, like, bro, dude, you would genuinely benefit from this. Like, legit, dude. Literally one of the most valuable things
That
I ever
specific
did.
fear?
It's not about, you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point. I think you're thinking too narrow-mindedly. Bigger picture, conquering a fear is a big deal. And it changes your mindset about other fears. That's the benefit I think I want you to get, right?
Okay.
Okay, well, nevertheless,
I
on
mean,
this.
I do.
We'll talk about it
I
next
do
week.
really love the Mustang. You've made a bargaining chip.
we will
that,
talk about this next week. But
right.
as of right now, you're going and eating 5 grams of RSO on episode 20.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That I'm not worried about at all.
So
Yeah.
be it.
That,
You
no
heard the guy.
problem. Don't worry, guys.
You
That
fucking
will
heard the
happen.
guy. All right.
Yeah, I will need your help acquiring the RSO
problem.
because my license is expired and I'm not allowed at the dispensary right now.
Not an issue.
But so long as we can acquire it, I have no
Not an
problem.
issue whatsoever,
I'll leave
brother.
it on camera. I don't care. I will do. Yeah, whatever.
Well, ladies
With
and
the
gents,
RSO.
boys and girls, that's the latest episode of Crackheads. Which episode
Yeah.
number? I don't know because I'm hammered and I forgot. Episode 17.
17.
Kyle, do the outro, bro. Let him know.
Thank you guys for checking in. Episode 17. Drop a like and a subscribe. Thank you guys. Check back next week on Monday at 4:20 p.m.
And shout out to our friends at 5.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Thank you guys. Peace.